Sometimes we get a little stuck between the legs and the pelvis and the lower back, and that can cause a lot of lower back discomfort and pain. And so one way to help alleviate or lessen the pain may be to help recognize or remember that our pelvis can move differently from our legs. We can have that separation or differentiation through the hip joints. So this exercise is all about finding where you're the most comfortable. So in Ortho-Bionomy, these methods are about listening for your body's recognition of where comfort is, so that we can continue to gather more capacity in having more states of our body that can be comfortable in all kinds of situations. So these are practices to do that may help ripple out in other ways of your life, and my hope is will help with a little bit of low back discomfort as well. So playing first with your pelvis and the movement of your pelvis, it may be that you can move a little bit in this forward and backward range by kind of tucking your tail feathers under and rounding your lower back, or sticking your tail feathers out and arching your lower back. But if that feels hard for you, or if that feels like it's uncomfortable, maybe you can kind of bring your weight forward and push your hips forward, and then stick your tail feathers out and bring your hips back. So choose what may feel the best range of motion for you of how you want to articulate or begin to notice this lower back area. And then as you're exploring, notice which of those places or anywhere in between feels really comfortable for your body. So go into that place and allow your nervous system to really settle into comfort. What does that feel like to rest in that place of ease? And maybe you add a little bit of sense of gravity moving through your bones a little bit more, as if you're compressing the joints just a hair to really feel that sense of ease. And then notice when your body wants to move out of that. So generally it's around 20 seconds or less, maybe 30 seconds. And I'm just integrating here with a little movement. You could check those ranges back again and notice if anything shifted, if there's any more ease in that dimension. Then we'll also check a little bit of side-to-side movement of your pelvis. So you might hike one hip up towards your lower ribs and the other side. So we're kind of moving the pelvis up and down this way. And again, notice if anywhere in there you feel like, oh, my body can settle just a little bit more. Find a side. And then what happens if you really settle into that space? Notice the dropping in. I'm allowing my brain and my body to sync up and to create a little bit of recognition of that comfortable position. And then generally, there's a moment where I reflexively respond and I do something different. And there's a shift, and that's all you're looking for. Maybe it's a tiny little shift, maybe it's a really big shift. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that a change happened and your body increased its ability to feel those different choices of movement. So that's our side to side. And then the last dimension will be a little bit of rotation. Now I'm using other parts of my spine to rotate as well, but thinking about this pelvis moving side to side. You could also do rotation this way, bending one knee and straightening the other. So notice what feels most comfortable for you again. Checking it out in your own body. It may be that you have to add another dimension to really get comfortable. And then whatever position that's in, find that position. Same thing here. What does it take to allow your body to melt into that position and really feel the response or the recognition of your nervous system dropping in? And then notice when you want to come out of it. And let the body come out wherever it wants to go. And then play with a little integration of these figure eights. I kind of went right into it because my body was ready for it. What does it feel like to now go in all different dimensions of moving in this three-dimensional figure eight movement? Maybe with a little up and down, you can play with different levels. Notice if it's comfortable, and if not, skirt around the edges that are not comfortable. Just sort of move past them a little bit, or you don't have to move through them, but skirt around the edges. And then what happens if you reverse that direction of your figure eight? Do you want to make it big? Do you want to make it smaller? How fast or slow do you want to go? And then you could even play with another different direction of maybe moving forward and back in your figure eight. So these little figure eights are great for communication left and right, not only of your pelvis, but also of your brain and your nervous system. And then maybe it turns into a dance and your whole body gets involved and your arms and limbs, and you want to put on your favorite dance music and have a lovely, wonderful exploration of all the ways that that pelvis can move separate from your legs and separate from your spine. I hope you enjoyed that little exploration. Enjoy.